If you're a facilities manager at a warehouse and your HVAC system goes down, it can turn up the heat, literally. But don't sweat it, Grainger has you covered. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products for all your operations, including warehouse HVAC maintenance. And even better, they offer access to experts and fast delivery, so you and your warehouse can both keep your cool. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. We try each day to make sure you learn something, that you're entertained, that we learn something. Hopefully this is one of those days. And thank you for listening. It's Friday, November 1st. These are 11 stories that we're following today. First, the markets totally tanked yesterday. The NASDAQ dropped 2.76%. The S&P 500 dropped 1.84%. That was the worst day I remember in some time. With days like that, it's similar to days where I've eaten too much and don't want to go on the scale. Similarly, I've not yet looked at the portfolio this morning. Second, the good news is the markets look to rebound some today. They're back up about half those losses from yesterday, and we'll see how the day ends. Third, Amazon beat on earnings and revenue estimates and is up several percent this morning. Amazon and Angie Jassy. Jassy's the CEO, terrific leader. Fourth, Apple also beat on estimates, but offered cautious end-of-year guidance. But again, like Andy Jassy, don't bet against Apple and Tim Cook. Apple had record revenues of $94.3 billion. That's a lot of money and a modest move in the right direction with their iPhones. Fifth, NVIDIA dropped almost 5% yesterday. Again, a remarkable CEO. Intel, for the first time in a long time, is seeing its stock move in a positive direction today. Sixth, Coinbase dropped 15% yesterday. Seventh, in a related fashion, Bitcoin dropped to $70,000, but still a huge number and way up for the year. Eighth, Estee Lauder, the makeup company, needs a makeover. It dropped 21% yesterday. Roku also dropped 17% yesterday. Ninth, in the medical device world, for the first time in a long time, Smith & Nephew had a rear miss, and it dropped 13% yesterday. Intuitive, in contrast, keeps rolling. It's up almost 50% year to date. Intuitive CEO Gary Guthart is one of the best in the business. 10th, the 10-year Treasury yield has risen back to 4.2%. I didn't see that coming that quickly. 11th, Becker's Healthcare is in the process of hosting its 30th annual ASC conference. I'll just make 3 quick points. Fantastic to see long-term colleagues and friends. Many of us have been coming to the Surgery Center meeting for 30 years. Literally remarkable. Second, great to visit with Caitlin Clark yesterday. A pleasure, the WNBA phenom. Third, I talked about this yesterday on a podcast. The number one key to success is staying in business for 30 years is building a great team. Everything gets done with a great team. It allows you then to take care of customers that need to be taken care of, make pivots, constantly stay fresh, find product market fit, and a lot more. But it all starts with great teams. P.S. As to Caitlin Clark, one of my smartest colleagues from Skadden Arps, rudely said, if Scott and Caitlin were playing to 15, I'd only put my money on Scott if she spotted Scott 15 points. And that just is brutal and rude. I could still jump. And yes, Skadden's wildly successful, but I could still jump, and I don't need 15 points spotted me by Caitlin Clark. Another PS, KKR, which is just rocking it, is trying to raise a $20 billion fund. In contrast, England is raising taxes on carried interest. Don't give Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders any new ideas. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you very, very much.